name's Ken Good. The last budget workshop I came to that was crowded was over in the Central Jury Room. And it was a night that I will never forget, because it's the night that I decided to get active in politics. Because that was the night that we were looking at a budget that proposed firing many county employees, not because we had too much work or didn't have enough, just because that was how we were going to balance our budget that year. And I heard county employee after county employee stand up and say, I've been working for this county for 20 years and I make $21,000. And then I saw story after story where we had a county employee retire making $20-something thousand, and then to get somebody to take their job, we had to offer a lot more money. And it broke my heart. Tonight, we've heard you people have no value. We've heard that this is preposterous. We've heard that really the only one on this court that has any value is Joanne Fleming. That's the only name we've heard tonight, is the person who really should be standing up doing the county's work. And I have a complete and utter disagreement with that. Ronald Reagan said that if fear keeps you from making a certain decision because of business or politics, then you should recognize that you're just feeding the crocodile and hoping that he eats you last. Because that's what's going on here. You know, if we doubled our tax rate over what it is right now, we would join 53% of the counties in the state of Texas who have a tax rate double ours. Not 10% more, not 20%, double ours. Well, how? What is it? You know, someone told me recently, well, we're just doing a really good job in Smith County. Yeah, we have been for years. We've been doing a really good job running a sweatshop. You know, we used to, before 7 years ago, we used to give our elected officials, including yourselves, cost of living raises along with the employees. But that stopped when the taxpayer group took control of this court. If we had not stopped that process, we wouldn't even be here tonight, because the salaries that y'all would be making would be even more than what we're talking about. What has happened? The process that got us here tonight was a process that was started before Judge Joel Baker and Bill McGinnis were even elected. It was started by the old court. It was a process to set up a committee, which was set up without even their input. And Joanne Fleming and Joanne Hampton were the co-chairs. And the committee met, and they did a survey, and the survey revealed that counties of a similar size paid a lot more money than we did in Smith County, not only to our employees, but to our elected officials. And the committee made a recommendation, which is what they were asked to do, was to bring these things in line. And yes, it had happened right after two people were elected into office, because it was a process that started before they came into office. And they weren't even part of the committee. And here we find ourselves. And I have a strong question about why we're here. Because the one commissioner that we've heard her name over and over tonight was the one that had the opportunity time after time after time to influence that committee and tell them we should take this and break it down. We should lower this amount. And nothing happened until it got passed on to the Commissioner's Court. I believe this is purely a political issue, because the superintendent of the school makes more money than y'all. I don't see these people objecting to that. The city manager makes more. The city police chief makes more. I don't see these same people objecting to that. All I see is a political game being played here, and it's a game that I voted to stop. And it's a game of political destruction. It's the politics of destruction. And I voted in the last election to stop that. And I see it stopping, because the influence of the taxpayer group is waning. But I see a bright, shining display of it tonight. And it's being on this court, that influence comes directly from the one commissioner whose name we've heard over and over tonight. Let me just say that, you know, I'm a member of the Republican Club. And I received a robocall to be here tonight. But I don't agree with the position I was asked to state. And I do believe that they have to have a robocall to get all the foot soldiers of the taxpayer group here. And this is all that came. I think you must be doing something right. I trust you. I trust that you are doing what's in the best interest of this county. I do not believe any of you are crooks. I believe you are doing what you think is best for this county, and I trust you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Good. Russell Buffington.
Good evening, Judge and Commissioners.
Good evening.
My name is Russell Buffington. I live in Smith County. I don't live in City of Tyler. I live in Precinct 1. And in 2 weeks, I will have worked for Smith County for 13 years. 34 years old. I came here when I was 21. Many times I've spoken to the Commissioner's Court, not in this courtroom, but in the old one, on behalf of employees. Tonight I'm really just here on my own personal opinion, watching what's going on with the budget. Many times in budgets past have I seen where elected officials and department heads have gone without raises when employee raises have actually passed. Heartwarming at the time, but in the back of my mind I thought these people have sacrificed for us. And now, after a committee's been formed, process has been made, and some decisions have come down, I do believe that elected officials and department heads in this county should come up to everybody else. They do a good job. Maybe I'm a little inexperienced because all I know is Smith County. It's really the only real job that I've ever had. And I've stayed here once I came. My challenge to those who come and think elected officials and department heads aren't worth the money that they're paid is come down to Smith County. You'll not find an elected official or department head that would not invite you into their space and show you what they do every day. And we like to say about law enforcement being 24 hours, 7 days a week. I'm going to tell you every county employee's like that because I've seen this county in times of trial, and the county pulls together every single time, from the very bottom worker to the very top worker. I've heard the term step up to the plate more times than I care to mention, and county employees do it every time, and so do your department heads. When it comes to jail issues and everything else, and of course I'm going to tell you my position on the jail is to issue the COs and get the things built. When I first came to Smith County in 1994 working for the sheriff, I remember 20 men to a 9-man cell, and one officer there having to tend to all these folks. So build the thing, get it built, and be through with it. The number I remember when it first started was about 50 million. We wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and now we're looking at 100 million. I don't see those numbers going down anytime soon. The worst budget I ever saw was well, I don't remember the year it was. The year that was previously talked about when a bunch of people were fixing to be fired. That was the worst budget I've ever saw. I've read every budget in Smith County ever since I've been here, and this one certainly is the best one. I think y'all deserve it, and I'm going to repeat the words that Ken Good. I do trust every one of you, and there's nothing. If any one of you called me at any time of the day or night and asked me to come help you, I would do it. And I think y'all know that. I hope y'all know that. If you don't, you do now. And that's for every single one of you. Commissioner Fleming's my commissioner. She's never not returned a phone call, never not returned an email. She's always there. I've known every one of you for a long time. Bobby with the PD forever, Joel, DA's office, our first lawyer and as long as I've been here, Bill, 20 years, Commissioner Hampton, City of Tyler, which nobody says anything bad about the City of Tyler, and certainly they've done a great job, and she's certainly brought those principles and tried to apply them the best you can here at Smith County, even though we have an unusual way of doing business because the laws we're governed thereby. I appreciate all y'all. I hope y'all do the right thing. I support the raises for everybody. I think the budget's a good thing. Certainly you're not going to please everybody on every issue, every